Yep.
Shh.
Real talk, zero filter. Let's get this show on the road.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. We are as live as it can be. Welcome to Two Old Farts Live. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good something somewhere. Morning, Lisa.
Good evening, Mark.
This is crazy. With so much preparation, and now we are. You're looking over the farm. I'm looking over the tropical wonderland. Coffee in hand. Let me have a sip. Actually, I've got a traditional barley coffee, which is plain coffee, finely ground, poured in the bottom of a cup, and then boiling hot water over the top of it. I soften it a little with some water, and then some milk. It makes it bearable.
Very plain.
Yeah, it's sort of like an Americano with milk, but not filtered.
Oh,
so
okay.
there are floaty bits on the top. Anyway, we've got the coffee.
I usually have something that's called a bulletproof coffee, which is organic coffee and a little bit of butter, some coconut oil, and I have my own special mixture of coconut milk and almond milk, and a little bit of vanilla mixed in. It helps keep your stomach full for longer during the day.
Okay, what do you call it? A bulletproof?
It's called a bulletproof coffee.
Okay. I've got coconut oil,
Yep.
but you're saying butter too.
Yeah, but it has to be like grass-fed butter. I use the Irish kind.
Okay. But butter's hard to come by here and a bit expensive. We might be in a tropical paradise, but everything has to be essentially brought in. There's very few. No, I shouldn't say very few. Some of the things that we come to know and love are not not available or readily available, should we say? So
honestly, if you put like it's like a tablespoon of coconut oil. If you put a little bit more in, you don't have to worry about the butter. It's basically the same thing. The butter is just another healthy fat, but with a little flavor.
well, you'll have to get the recipe for that. For those of you who don't know, just a little bit of a background. We will be, as we indicate, we'll be talking shit. Actually, I don't know whether YouTube will allow us to use that sort of words and get bleeped. But anyway, in the early days, we're not monetized. Nobody really cares. So we're going to talk shit. Most of the things that we do will have links that we can share, and that will be in the comments. So if we're talking about something that is interest to you, there's a good chance that there'll be a link to it in the comments. All I've got to do is find out how to do the comments. Find out how to do of course I know how to do the comments. Get the links, because this being the first issue, some of the things that we would normally be going through, just talking shit, we're putting together bit by bit. So I'm going to get some links. Lisa, why don't you let everybody know a little bit about you while I put that together?
Oh, well, I'm a strange combination. I'm originally a suburban girl from New Jersey that moved to the rural area of Indiana with my partner, and we lived literally live within sneezing distance of a farm. We do our own little bit in the yard, but we don't have the full farm yet. And I can put my head out the window with my coffee every morning and say hello to the cows, and you can hear them.
Oh, we should do that one day. We should set you up outside. Oh no, it's evening, isn't it?
Definitely.
I keep forgetting that. Okay, so one of the differences is you're on a completely different time zone. This is my Monday morning and your Sunday evening.
Sunday night. Yep.
And you're on the eastish coast, right?
It's considered the Midwest, but it's in the Eastern time zone. Oh, I'm also the mother of 8 cats. Count them 8.
Okay. I've got a cat that sits, or I've got a series of cats, but one of them is in view today. I probably could show. Let me see if I can find that particular one. Oh, there it is. There's that scene. Look, there's the cat going. Oh, by the way, that's it. Hi, everybody. As you can see in behind me over here, that's Uno. Yeah, Uno, number 1. So, oh, actually, there you go. I'm pointing now. Oh, no, that's that way. There you go.
Point that way. Yeah, there you
go. Uno, number 1, sitting in the background. Oh, and of course we can't see that on the vertical. We're broadcasting both in horizontal and vertical. So if you want to have a look on the mobile, it's available there. By the way, this is the coffee cup. Cheers. I don't normally wear a cap, but the image of 2 old farts said that I had to wear a cap, so I've gone out and I bought a cap.
Well, 2 old farts image says that my hair is brown, but I ain't dyeing it.
Anyway, here's the Lisa version when she's talking. Just we have an ad in Australia where the dentist can't show their face on ads, so he's brushing his teeth, waving, and it's like wave to the camera. So you put up one hand and wave in the background. So you can do that anyway. So which cat is that you've got?
This is Tiggy.
Hi, Tiggy.
She's actually older. She's the mommy of one of our orange cats, who is a little bit off. He's a typical orange cat. He has a brain cell, and he shares it with the other orange cat.
Okay.
And the thing is that she's a teeny weeny, and her son is huge. How she did it.
Well done.
She's gone now.
So now we've got the cats out of the road. So just to update everybody on what's going to happen, it's a bit of a free for all. The general run of show, which we've got a sort of a bit of an idea and a plan, will change according to how everything's going. Essentially, we're just going to be chatting between ourselves. The possibility is, if you're interested in joining us and coming onto the show, you can certainly do that. This week, we don't have that prepared, but if you're interested and want to come in and join us for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, half the show, we're quite welcome to have you join. But the essence of the show is the 2 of us talking shit about all sorts of crazy things from all different sides of the world and different opinions. So, now, part of what we're going to be doing today is updating the way in which we present in some of the scenes that we do. So we won't be perfect, but we're going to be able to share screens and talk about stuff. Lisa, what would you say were your main interests and topics that keeps you interested and active?
Oh, the stuff that keeps me interested and active, definitely stuff about, I like to be an old-fashioned farm wife. I like to do everything homemade, um, as as homemade as possible. I try to make my own everything as much as I can and as healthy as possible because, as you know, the junk from the stores is junk. So I try to do as healthy as I can and keep the whole family healthy as possible, including myself as I get older.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I also want to make sure I have stuff stored for you never know what's going to happen.
Okay, so sort of a bit like the homesteading style of
Hmm.
you're not quite radical. You're just
Yeah.
looking forward to or planning against a potential.
Because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Okay.
And we are in a flood zone, and
Mm.
sometimes we have it's not bad winter, but every once in a while we get hit. So got to be
Um,
prepared.
how long is it since the last one that sort of came up close, or you're not affected by the?
Well, the last flood we had was last year, and it actually put the entire downtown underwater. And I mean to the point of, oh, I don't know, it said it was 62 feet above flood zone, but that's pretty much the first level of most buildings in our downtown area, which some of them are a lot older.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't get close to us because we're closer to the offshoot streams rather than the big Ohio River.
Yep.
But it did get it literally was they were literally going through the downtown. However, they have a measuring stick. I'll have to get a picture of it one of these days and bring it on. Near the river that shows the flood. I think it was 1937, which was so deep that it was on the third and fourth floors of certain buildings. They actually have markers where that flood was.
Okay, so
So that
that's
was really bad.
um. So how disconnected from your normal activities would you be during a flood? Is it like 2 or 3 days?
It depends probably because, like I said, we're a couple miles from the river. So the what would disconnect us the most of like if the power went down.
Oh, okay. So it's not like normal transport routes are cut and you can't get supplies or anything like that.
No, probably not. However, we are the way we go to town. You do have to go over some bodies of water, and I think when that big flood happened, we were stuck behind it for a couple of days. You can go around, but this is such a rural area. It's not like you have a million different roads you can go by. It's like this way or this way. And if you go the other way, you're talking 20, 30 miles out of your way around.
Okay. Because I remember where I was living in Australia for a little while, I was on what's known as the Sunshine Coast, and one of the things that happened to us was a cyclone, you know, big tropical storm. What do you call them there?
Hmm.
Uh,
Hurricanes.
okay, and they're typhoons and hurricanes and cyclones, depending on what part of the country, what part of the world you're in. So
Oh
we
yeah, cyclones. Yeah. Go ahead.
circular storms, but um, not tornadoes.
Yeah, that would be a hurricane.
Anyway, so we have a couple of in the place that I was living in. We are fairly well connected with a couple of roads, but all of the main roads were cut, and so normal, traffic, commerce, etc., couldn't get in for 3 days. Okay,
Hmm.
and people went
Hmm.
absolutely crazy. I mean, like batshit
Yeah.
crazy. The first thing to
Hmm.
go, I don't know why it is, but the first thing to go out of shopping centres, all right, or major shops, is toilet paper. It's like, what? Why of all things, Anyway, so toilet paper goes, water goes, and what happened in 3 days, basically, all of the major shops, which were still open because the essentials were still there, electricity was still coming through, etc. You just couldn't transport anything.
That's good.
You know, the shops were empty, like empty, right? It was only the really crazy stuff that was still left on the shelf, right? You know, but the end result was you didn't have any essential, you know, fresh food or anything like that. You know, meats and those sort of things were gone, but people went batshit crazy going in and buying anything and everything, and it was only like, well, I guess it really started on the second day. People started going, I wonder how long this is going to last, right? And and it got to the point where people were really panicking after 3 days, and it was like, if something really drastic happened, imagine it wasn't just the roads were cut off and you couldn't get your normal, you know, buy it on demand stuff, you know, no bread, no you know, food stuff generally. Imagine if it was worse than that. It was, you know, water stopped or electricity stopped. It's like, I don't think, I think most people aren't prepared for a normal dislocation, right?
No, they're not. They're not.
How many people can survive with more than an hour without power?
They can't. The only thing I'm concerned about, and we're going to figure this, we got to definitely invest in a very decent generator, is the refrigeration units. We have 2 freezers and a refrigerator. And that's the thing that would concern me, is if the power went down for several days, not keeping the food cold.
Yep.
That's why we gotta invest in a. We have a small generator. We got to get a bigger one.
Okay.
To make sure when storm season happens, and we do get some tornadoes here. We have a tornado siren once in a while. Got to get a bigger generator. Is my main concern, is keep, because I have a lot of food stored, and if it's cold or frozen, it could go bad. I mean, I have plenty of food on the shelves, but you know, milk and eggs and stuff like that, frozen meat, and that's very important. Most people are not prepared. The big joke where I'm from, in New Jersey, which is on the East Coast, which is in that cyclone hurricane area, is when they hear that a storm is coming, they go to the store, and not only do they buy the toilet paper and the water, they clean the store out of eggs, milk, and bread. Those 3 items, and the joke goes forever. Oh, it's time to make hurricane French toast.
I mean, how common is it? How common is it to be doing prepared? Because you know, from this side, I understand that, you know, there's a fairly strong industry in the US about, you know, preparing for emergencies, right? I mean, how big is it? Would it be, you know, 5-10% of the population?
I would probably say yes. Probably not as much as it should be.
Okay.
I think more people should have stuff prepared. When we go to the big, and I won't mention the name, but the big warehouse store, when we buy stuff like beans and stuff, which you can live off of for a long time, by the way, we buy cases of it, and cases of tomatoes, and all of this stuff can be actually cooked over a fire. We have grills in the yard that can be fired up if we don't have any way to cook. We buy you know, cases of beans and cases of tomatoes and cases of vegetables and stuff like that can be stored for long periods of time. If anything ever happens, can be, you know, may not be the tastiest meal, but you get your nutrition and you at least get your protein in.
Okay. So this is some of the stuff that you do on a regular basis, part of your cooking, etc., recipes, etc., on your website. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, of course, I've just managed to throw up your website into the comments, so if anybody wants to check out what you're doing, they can go and see that there.
And I will put the bulletproof coffee recipe on there for anybody that's interested.
Fantastic. What else
This makes a really tasty latte too.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that, because that's my favourite. Although I don't do it at home, I go out for it. The latte. Actually, my history, as you're aware, but some of the others may not. I retired in 2002 and travelled the world. One of the options that I was looking for was different experiences in travel. I definitely a strong foodie at that time, not quite so much now. And so travel was important, food was important, but ultimately the coffee experience was important. So my first foray into Instagram was travel, food, coffee. And it still exists to this day. It's not as active. But the coffee that I decided to share and was universal across the world and, acceptable was a latte. So everywhere that I go, I have hundreds, maybe even thousands of pictures of lattes. Certainly, the last few years have been without too much travel, but latte is it.
Yes. I actually have an espresso machine, make my own if I want one real good.
I'm a little bit envious. However, an espresso machine in home means that I have to make it and I have to be perfect. And enjoying the experience of coffee, I wouldn't consider myself a coffee Nazi, but enjoying the experience of coffee. It's about the place, the people, and certainly the view in a lot of places that I would tend to go to, rather than the coffee itself. So I'm not overly fussed on the style of coffee. I know the difference between a good one, a great one, and an excellent one. But any coffee, or should I say any latte, is worth a picture, worth some...
I'm actually surprised how easy it was to make my own. I was actually nervous when we got the machine to be like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this, but actually it's easy.
Well, I guess that's probably why it's such a common environment. Coffee shops and baristas. It doesn't take too long. We've got a couple of universities here. Coffee universities where they're, pedantically particular about the coffee, the style, the bean, the roast, how it's put together, etc.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a bit. Yeah.
I'm not incredibly picky, but my thing is I can't stand that. What's the big coffee chain that starts with an S. I don't like the taste of the coffee. It's extremely bitter and always tastes burned.
Mm-hmm. Go on, you can tell us.
All right, Starbucks. I hate Starbucks. It's nasty. It leaves this bitter taste on the back of my tongue that doesn't go away like for hours.
Okay, the back of your tongue, sort of like. I'm just trying to imagine that. No,
it's extremely bitter.
Okay, so I don't have the same experience, but my experience with Starbucks started when I was living in San Francisco. Although I didn't do Starbucks a lot, the style of coffee that was done at Starbucks was done in a couple of different chains, and the one that I was closest to home that I could walk to was called Pete's, Peets, Pete's Coffee, right?
I've had Pete's coffee. Yeah, it's pretty good.
So, being not a true coffee aficionado, I went half and half. So I actually had a mocha, and it was very rare in many places to be able to get a mocha. So that's how come I changed the latte. But in Pete's, mocha was very accessible, and on top of that, they lathered it in whipped cream and then a caramel on the top. So when I did go to yeah, it is a bit, like it's not a true coffee. And of course,
No.
When you go to Starbucks, it's like, I'll just have one of those. And that's the only reason that I go to Starbucks now. So everybody will do a latte. Very few people will do a mocha. And if I need to be, sweet tooth, creamy, and expensive, I'll go to Starbucks. Get a massive big one that takes, half an hour to drink, and that's my, my go-to. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and you can get all kinds of coffee from all over the world now. My partner's brother actually happens to own several coffee shops, so and he learned his trade from, believe it or not, being a barista at Starbucks, and he went on to become a coffee king. We call him the coffee king.
Yep. So you visited some of his stores?
Yeah. One of them at least. Not very big. It's a kind of place you would love. It's very homey. There's a little places to sit. There's some little tables. They have a homemade a bakery right up the street that they bring in some like lovely pastries you can indulge in, and they'll make whatever you want, and the coffee's delicious. He actually went to all of the coffee conventions. Yes, coffee people have conventions. He went to a ton of them and tasted hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of different coffees until he found just the right one. And I'm telling you, this stuff will make your eyes roll back in your head. It's really, really, really good.
Okay. Yeah, you see, that's not me. It's like, I know there's a lot of people around they do it for the coffee, but the challenge for me is the businesses is more about the experience rather than just, the coffee itself. So,
Like I
yeah,
said, it's like a little hometown coffee shop. There's places, little sofas to sit at, little tables to sit at. People go there, and they don't just get coffee and go. They just go and they sit, chat. It's a coffee shop.
mm,
Yes.
yeah. Part of me, 'cause my history in coffee shops goes probably, at least 20 years ago now. I keep saying it was like 15 years ago when I first started doing it, but it goes back into
No, it isn't.
now it's so you can imagine 2002. I take off and experience some of the world. A few of the places that I hit first up was. Well, my very first part of that particular journey in 2002 was taking a 6-month trip up the east coast of Australia to go from where I was living at the time, which was Coffs Harbour, right up to Cairns, which was home, or Port Douglas, which is my hometown of sorts. So that was the first 6 months, and I got itchy feet at that point, and then went, okay, where's to next? So I did the US. I took a foray into Europe and did a little bit around Switzerland, and of course at that point that's where the coffee thing started happening. But I also found cheese,
Oh yeah.
and in Switzerland.
Yes.
Just super fantastic cheese.
Yes. Can't get any cheese and chocolate.
Oh, 100%. 100%. 100%. In
Yeah,
fact,
in Switzerland.
obviously, Swiss chocolate has a huge image internationally. and I was living in Geneva, and they had the the elite chocolate fair, if you want to call it. So like the elite of the elite of the elite of chocolatiers have this yearly convention on the edge of Lake Geneva. So I've never actually seen a chocolate fountain before, and I found out that they were going to have chocolate fountains at this event. So for those of you who haven't seen a chocolate fountain, I should try and find a photo and get it to you. But there is nothing like rich, dark, flowing hot chocolate, multi-levels down a fountain, and there wasn't just one or two.
From a mile away to begin with.
Can you imagine a convention center full of chocolate of all the different varieties? Can you imagine how thick the air was? It was unbelievable.
Oh, I'm sure.
And there wasn't.
Sure. It must have been unbelievable.
So there wasn't just one chocolate fountain or two. There must have been like 30. And the end result is everybody had their own version of a chocolate fountain. And of course, the Swiss are known for their cheese fondues, but they were doing chocolate fondues. And so all of the different items which you can then stab and then cover in chocolate and eat was incredible. Sometimes it was chocolate on chocolate, right? So there would be a chocolatey something, and you would stab that and then cover it in this molten chocolate and then dribble it into your mouth. But strange things like vegetables, meat, fish, the most unusual, weird things covered in chocolate.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. Did they have cream cheese?
Cheese and chocolate is definitely a go. I'm just trying to imagine a cream cheese in heated chocolate. I don't know that it would last too long on a.
If it's really, really, really cold, like it's a block, it would probably work. When I was in college in northern Pennsylvania, there is a candy store, a homemade candy store. You can actually stand there and watch them make this stuff called Callie's Candy Kitchen. And Callie was this older guy, and he would make the candy right in front of you. And he had chocolate covered cream cheese, which my mother went nuts for. I've had it, but usually when we used to buy some, you would get one and she got the rest. If you bite into it, and we're talking really, really fine quality chocolate, it tastes like you're eating chocolate covered cheesecake. It's like cheesecake inside of candy.
I'm just trying to imagine that, a cheesecake inside a candy.
And I can imagine that the liquid chocolate would probably even make it better. Is my point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he didn't even mix anything with the cream cheese, like no sugar or nothing. It was just a block of cream cheese covered with chocolate. Very rich.
So rich.
Extremely.
I'm going to try and find a chocolate fountain for everybody to have a look at. So I'm just going to go. We're just going to do the. Oh, hang on. We can drop us into the scene. Okay, so just changing scenes. Here we go. This is my favourite place. At the present moment, I have a bit of a thing about rice fields and simple living. And if you have a look at the picture, that's as simple as it gets. What we call Jogolo Pond. So everybody says, wouldn't that be full of mosquitoes? Right? Just be. Well, that's exactly right. The reason there is almost no mosquitoes, not zero, right? But you can imagine you're sort of on the edge of the jungle, etc. But the crazy thing is that rice paddies, lots of water, and normally, stagnant water or still water has mosquitoes. Not here, because they're the most yummiest thing for fish, right? So the moment that they happen, they're gone.
So they put fish in the rice paddy.
Oh yeah, but even naturally. So for instance, your rice paddies, which you would think would be mosquito land, are almost devoid of mosquitoes. It's like you're more likely to get mosquitoes and problems in city areas because they have no natural predators, right?
So dragonflies I thought dragonflies like mosquitoes.
Yes. Well, and there's plenty of those around here. Here he goes, chocolate fountain.
There you go.
Look at that, a chocolate fountain, a fondue chocolate fountain. Oh,
and I'm sure when you first saw it, it wasn't a big thing yet.
Oh no! Well, I was in Switzerland. I was in Switzerland. Come on, it was not just a big thing. It was massive. All right.
Wow! Look at that big, huge one. 4 tiers.
Yeah, I'm just flipping the page maximum so we can see the bet. Okay. Oops, hang on. What's going on here? Fight back. 4 tiers, all right? And of course, hot chocolate is just like the most. Oh, there's one. Marshmallow.
Yeah, that's too sweet.
Lots of fruit. But the vegetables were really weird, all right? Here's a chocolate fountain.
I can imagine. I would have to try that before I pass judgment because I just am not. It's not making the connection in my head with vegetables and chocolate. I mean, vegetables and cheese, but not.
Well, let's have a look at that. Everything you need to know. We've got meats and cheese and salamis and.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All a bunch of fruit.
Ooh, that's worth having a look at.
Yes.
There you go. Oh look, food blogger.
There you go. That's everything you need to know.
Can you imagine? Oh look, there's biscuits. Oh, I guess that would work. And cake.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah, but there's something on there that looks like hot dogs, and I'm not sure that would work for me.
He's just another.
It might be a bad picture though.
Like a sausage, a short sausage. That's what a hot dog really is, isn't it? As I scroll down here, I don't know whether you noticed, but over here the pizza sloppy Joe, right? You do know what a sloppy Joe is in Australia?
What's it called?
It's it's actually a sweatshirt.
Or does it mean something else?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the end result is that the word sloppy Joe is different names, just like thongs in different parts of the world. All right. A sloppy Joe in the UK is a prophylactic, a male prophylactic. So.
Oh, okie dokie. To my mother, and I don't care what recipe is there. My mother's recipe will beat them all, always.
Okay. Meaning.
I have it.
Oh, okay.
I never knew. Over here, they sell this shit in a can. It's called manwich, and that's just what most kids are raised on, thinking that's sloppy joe. I never knew what that stuff was until I got married because my mother always made it from scratch. Because A, her sloppy joes were the best, and B, since she was a World War II veteran and she was involved with the Legion, that whenever they had a function there, the guys would call her and say, "And you're bringing sloppy joes, right?" Every single time.
Okay.
So it's that incredible. big old cast iron frying pan full of this stuff and some rolls. But yeah, nobody can beat her recipe. Sorry, my opinion.
So we did get distracted on food. Whilst we're on here, I'm just going to drop across to your website, and so everybody can have a quick look. You can take some time to share what you're doing.
If you go up to the recipes list on top, the Sloppy Joe's recipe is in there. Go down.
Sloppy Joe's.
Underneath pumpkin.
Okay. So describe to me what a basic Sloppy Joe is, because in my head, I'm wearing a Sloppy Joe and you're eating it.
Right? No, it's basically ground beef. Instead of making a hamburger patty, you use the ground beef itself, or minced beef, with seasonings and Worcestershire sauce, mustard, and ketchup. It kind of makes like a homemade barbecue sauce. And the reason it's called Sloppy Joe is because it's not solid. It's like a scoop of kind of semi-solid stuff that you put on a bun. If you see up in the picture, you put up, and it will soak into the bun. It makes a mess, but it's the most delicious mess you ever tasted.
So it's sort of like the ground beef of the hot dog world. It's like a hot dog, but with ground beef.
Yeah. It's better tasting.
I can imagine. However, the minute that I see this piece of bread here and ground beef, bread is a bit of a wrapper for so many things. So yesterday, I had ice cream wrapped in bread.
That'd be different.
The head just doesn't go together. Yet, it turned out to be remarkably delicious. A traditional slice of crusty white bread with a square block of ice cream dropped in the middle, and that was it. That was the bread was the wrapper, right? So you eat the wrapper.
They do that over here. Ice cream sandwiches over here is a block of ice cream, but the bread is more like cookies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sweet and sweet.
Oh, yeah, okay. I've experienced, we don't call them cookies, we call them biscuits. I've experienced an ice cream sandwich with biscuit on the outside. Which actually that's something that we could compare. Okay.
Yeah, we should have like a contest.
Biscuits in Australia. Okay. Oh, for those of you who didn't know, that was my hometown, my home country. Okay, so it's your cookies. Let's just do images. Now, one of the things that I did want to talk about today, and it came up yesterday. I mean, obviously the classic Australian biscuit is the Tim Tam. If you haven't experienced the Tim Tam, you have to do that. But you have to have the original ones. I have not met any other country where they made Tim Tams locally, whether in the US or, here in Indonesia. Yeah. Where the cookie itself, the biscuit itself, was the same level of chocolate consistency, etc. Right? They were similar but not the same. Mm-hmm. So when anybody ever comes from Australia, you have to bring Tim Tams and Vegemite.
Oh yeah.
But we'll get to Vegemite a little bit later. One of the things that I want to draw your attention to, and I have a little bit of a test for you. So here's Arnott's biscuits. Okay, now they're synonymous with Australian biscuits. We grew up with them. They're a part of it now. It's unfortunately, it's not an Australian company anymore. However, the international global food conglomerates get in and take it over. But if you have a look in this one, you can see this cookie just here, okay, with a chocolate cream, okay. So yes, you can see Oreos, American cookies, biscuits have arrived in the marketplace. But so the one in front, Monte Carlo, this one here, shortbread cream, this is called a Kingston, right? I grew up with those three as being the premier biscuits. Now, the Kingston biscuit, let me see if I can find it. The Kingston biscuit is actually oops, I've got to type it right. Kingston biscuit, one of those weird English words, biscuit.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the traditional one here from, right, and I didn't know, okay, but this originally made in 1926, so this year is its centenary of Arnott's and the Kingston biscuit. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a challenge. Between now and next week, I want you to see if you can find and make the recipe for these particular biscuits. Really simple. Then I found out yesterday that the biscuit is what's known as an Anzac cookie with a chocolate cream in the middle. Anzac cookies, okay, are traditional Australian largish, biscuits, okay, and all they did was they slapped a bit of chocolate cream and then two cookies together, and it was like, how smart is that? But these are they're bite-sized biscuits, and a Anzac cookie tends to be larger. So let's see if we can do it now. I do. Oh look, Anzac biscuits recipe. There you go. So you can see that.
I can't make them regular, right?
Yeah, of course. But your version of, all right. And then, so what do we got? All right, very Australia, New Zealand. Okay, which is what Anzac is all about. Australia, New Zealand Army Corps. So it's a very Australian New Zealand recipe. Here's what you need. Oh, that's a good idea. On a tray. Coconut, flour, sugar, golden syrup, oats, and butter, and a bit of baking soda. Okay. Obviously, traditional items readily available, way back in 1926 when they were first made.
Oh, yeah.
So they were Anzac cookies were, I don't know the full story, but something about celebrating the military soldiers, whatever, and that's what Anzac is all about. So you can see, and Anzac cookies on their own tend to be softer. They're perfect just out of the oven because they're still flexible, right? And they're not, crunchy, and although they can be. Oh, look, here we got Anzac biscuits on a video. I'm just wondering whether Anzac biscuits would, whether the video played would come through next time. We'll do videos. So my challenge for you is that between now and next week to have a bit of a shot of making your version of Anzac cookies and then slapping a bit of chocolate between them to make a Kingston. You up for that one?
Okay. I might be. We will see. You have to remember that I have trouble finding ingredients sometimes, being out here in the country. So I'll let you know my progress.
So let me have a look at. Here's your ingredients list.
We'll have to order it.
That's okay. I hear that Amazon's pretty good over there.
Yes. Yes.
So Oh, which reminds me, all of the things that we do on Amazon. If we ever talk about something that in the show, whether it be technical or whatever. Actually, we haven't talked any technical yet. So
we're almost out of time.
You're dead right. Wow, that hour's gone so fast. Okay, so maybe some of the... Yeah. So we did have a whole list of things which we were going to be talking about. And we never got into any of the politics or economics or anything like that we normally spend so much time doing. That's something worth considering for next time. Yeah. Anyway, so 2 old farts. Almost 1 hour. I'm just trying to imagine what our next subject might be. What do you think? What's your idea?
Well, we definitely have to get into the tech, because we did have a long list of tech stuff we were going to get into, especially our Mac versus PC argument, which we have ongoing.
Yeah, I agree. However, in this first issue, maybe we can roll that longer conversation over, but I do want to let everybody know about how to find us. So I'm going to come up with the Facebook page, which is 2 Old Farts Live, and Facebook were quite kind to us to be able to give us our website address as the Facebook URL. So you'll be able to find us really easily. I'm just about to put it in the comments for all those who are let me see if I can get everything to load and you can go and have a look. So there's 2 Old Farts Live, and we've got a few things happening over there, so it'd be really great. We would normally broadcast into 2 Old Farts Live, but Facebook says that we need at least 100 followers before we can go live. All right, so what I'd like everybody to do in the time between now and next week is that we get a bunch of people up to 100, which will allow us to be able to broadcast live. So if you want to see us in Facebook, the live broadcast in Facebook, we can do it over there. Okay, so
everybody try to bring one friend with them over.
What a great idea. All right, so Facebook
Live.
I
will show you how to make the cookies.
Oh, are you going to do a video, or are you going to do that live?
I'm probably not going to do that live. I will see about doing a video. Maybe not.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, I will share the recipe.
Okay.
Actually, I will do several versions of the recipe because I cannot do the regular version.
Mm-hmm. So, coming up for time. Yes. We didn't talk much about what I do outside of 2 Old Farts talking. However, known as the Internet Whisperer, as you can see here, and you can find me on theinternetwhisperer.com. Majority of stuff that I do is... Say again, sorry?
You should put the link for that up there too.
Absolutely, it'll come up there very shortly. The sort of stuff that I do is remote production of broadcast, not unlike what we're doing today, except that I don't normally star in it. It's normally, I'm in the background doing this for other people. But I do, lots of techie related stuff and help people with their their tech issues, and or keeping the tech side of things really simple, whether it be websites or digital marketing, just keeping it simple, or creating systems that allow the tech to be simple. Anyway, that's me. I spend my time doing that. Technically retired, but sure as hell can't stop doing what I'm doing. I'd get bored too quickly. So
Yes, indeed.
So Two Old Farts Live originated as a result of the pair of us working together and getting caught talking about stuff, which then took us completely away from the supposed subjects that we were working on, and just getting caught talking about common stuff that you talk about with friends. It was like we were sharing a cup of coffee, and we would go and do that. The different perspectives from different sides of the world. And yes, we touched on politics and economics and all sorts of fun, wonderful stuff. And that'll be a part of what we do in our future events. And so coming up, what are the things that we're going to be covering generally? I know that we had a long list in our potential conversations. What have we got coming up
for the general? Well, we got general stuff that we're going to go over with. A lot of stuff that a lot of people that are of the Boomer and the Gen X generations that are struggling with today's technology and just can't wrap their heads around it. We will break it down so it's easy enough for you to grasp and make your grandchildren think better of you because you can get it for them. We'll go over stuff like your email and social media and stuff that may be a problem for right now. We'll make it so it's not a problem.
So that's like when I talk about keeping it super simple, that's breaking it down into the
real
etc.
Yep.
Okay. The common things.
Absolutely.
And of course, right at the moment, the hot topic is AI. AI appears to be in everything.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, and we're both in that mode of not AI again.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. But there's a way to handle it so it's not all the way too. But things like that, different kind of videos and some news sites you can go to that you can actually get some reliable news, because there's so much junk out there. There's so many news sites now that most of the stuff they on there is garbage. And there are some places you can go to that are reliable for any side of the aisle you're sitting on.
Yep, I 100% agree with you, and that was something to look forward to, being able to get your media with a fair view, if that's the right way to describe it.
Yeah. Trustworthy.
What else?
Oh, residual income and side hustles. You may be retired or not being able to go out and work, and some ways you can make a couple extra bucks that you can go out and get your Kingston biscuits.
What a great idea. And it's definitely a passion of mine is being I'm an affiliate marketer and surviving on residual income for such a long time. Great things to be able to share there to keep it simple. And I heard you say Gen X and Boomers, that's absolutely our space, trying to make it relevant to those of us where tech, we were in this before mobile phones were around. I remember black and white TV.
I do too.
And going back into that zone, we have had to leap forward massively. So keeping it super simple, keeping the tech super simple.
It's not that long ago. And if you think about it, it's not that long ago, really. I mean, in terms of history, when everything was black and white and you had a black phone with a dial on it sitting on a table, really isn't that long ago.
You're dead right. Even though we've aged gloriously, we remember that stuff, and like, you know, how many of millennials can remember, you know, a time when there wasn't a mobile phone? How many people can remember when there was a time when there wasn't internet? All right. So anyway,
true. And we have an aging generation, and a lot of them are educated on the old school stuff. So
yeah,
bring it up to the present.
definitely. So they are future topics coming, and a bit of an understanding of, you know, where we're coming from. If anybody's got questions, they can drop it. Oh, where can they drop it? Actually, we don't have a spot where we can do questions.
Or suggestions.
Questions and suggestions. In the comments, absolutely. Add it in the comments. We can do it there. We will respond to all comments. And
you can use the 204 email and send an email if you like.
That's 100% correct. We can do it that way. Yep. Yeah, I think that's probably the easiest way for now. We'll build a contact page out so that people can get can use that in the website, which is 2 old farts. The number 2 oldfarts.live. You'll see that on the comments and all the places.
Or make a comment.
Yeah.
Make a comment on Facebook. Send a message on Facebook.
And I don't know about you, but we're over time. We did say 1 hour, and it was a little bit over. We started a little bit late today. However, we finished a little bit late. Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, at any time, if you want to join us, we're happy to have you join us. And thanks for being a part of. Yeah, join us. Bring a friend. If you want to come and join us live, we're happy to have guests. If you've got something that is relevant to, well, virtually anything Gen X and Boomer, we're happy to have, you know, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or 15 minutes of your time to come and join us and share with those around us who'll be here. So we haven't got terribly many people this time round. Slowly building it up, which is another huge topic, is how to build a YouTube channel from scratch.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, more residual income. Anyway,
there you go.
We could keep talking for hours. So this is it.
We have.
So we're gonna till next week. We'll close out with our let's get the show on the road, and happy to see you next time.
Real talk. Real talk, zero filter. Let's get this show on the road.